Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. I'll be making the presentation for the infrastructure sector. Let me start with the key accomplishments of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Next, please. In terms of the rehabilitation of damaged sections of roads, we have an overall accomplishment. This chart translates into an overall accomplishment of 86%, wherein we have completed about 60 kilometers of the 106 targeted physical of national roads, 1,100 linear meters of the 1,852 national bridges, and the completion of 1.7 kilometers of access roads. So as I've said, this translates to an overall accomplishment of 86.2%. Next slide, please. In terms of the reconstruction of flood control structures, out of 110 projects, we have completed 77. 17 are still ongoing. Most of those that are which are ongoing are actually funded under the current year's budget. And we still have 8 projects under procurement. This translates to an overall accomplishment of 88%. And in terms of the rehabilitation and reconstruction of damaged government buildings, we have here an overall accomplishment of 73%. In terms of the DPWH buildings, out of 48, we have completed 36. And the reconstruction of municipal facilities, like public markets, municipal halls, and civic centers, out of 25, we have completed 2 buildings and 14 are ongoing. Next, please. Moving over to the accomplishments of the Department of Education. The Department of Education constructed, these are new construction, out of 2,313 classrooms, they have already completed 1,026 and 928 are ongoing. And that translates to an accomplishment of 84%. In terms of classrooms that were rehabilitated, out of 17,335, 5,457 were completed and some 4,239 are ongoing. Those that are under procurement are undergoing detailed engineering and cost estimating. In terms of the delivery of school furniture, principally these are school desks, no? Out of 292 units, 292,000 units, 121,950 have been delivered, while still in the procurement is the remaining 170,000. Next, please. Moving to the Department of Interior and Local Government, out of 292 projects, no? Out of 309 projects, I should say, they have completed 292. And this come in the form of the repair and rehabilitation of partially damaged LGU facilities. So the Department of Public Works took care of the new construction, while DILG took care of the rehabilitation of the partially damaged structures. And this is an accomplishment of about 95%. Also, they have launched an information and education campaign, foremost of which was the launching and distribution of a Build Back Better Operations Manual. This was produced in cooperation with the Australian Volunteers for International Development, and this have been distributed in the various provinces of Region 8. Next. For the Department of Health, while they have resumed normal operations, for the Eastern Visayas Regional Medical Center, we are constructing 2 buildings at a new site. So the first building is 45% complete, while the second building is 33% complete. Next. For the Commission of Higher Education, for the state universities and colleges, we have completed 400. They have completed 412, buildings out of the program 606. 191 are still ongoing. And for the regional office itself of CHED, that was completed. This translates to accomplishments of 66% for the completed part and 31% for the ongoing portion. Next, please. In the aftermath of Yolanda, these were the major challenges that the infra agencies faced. The first was the delay in the assessment of the infrastructure needs, as well as in the validation and the preparation of the engineering works. So the Department of Public Works and Highways back then had just gone through the rationalization plan, and we had a reduction of about 4,000 people. But early on this year, we have requested DBM to create additional 1,396 new civil engineer items. These are permanent employees, 400 of which are in the Yolanda affected areas. The second challenge that we met was failure of biddings due to ineligibility of bidders or no takers for small ticket projects. So what we did was actually cluster the small projects. And the third challenge was the technical capacity of the LGUs in the preparation and plans and programs of works, well, the estimates, the surveys. So with the help, with funding assistance from the World Bank, we recruited 150 young engineers to help the local government units. So while these engineers are actually stationed in DPWH district offices, their work is actually dedicated to the needs of the local government units. That ends my presentation. Thank you.